You're listening to the Bud Light ULM Football Tailgate Show here on the Warhawk Radio Network from Learfield. I'm Cory Crowe, and I want to remind you that St. Francis Health is suited up and ready to meet your unique healthcare needs. At St. Francis Health, they put in all the hard work because when it comes to your health, every day is game day. St. Francis Health, proud to be the official medical provider of the ULM Warhawks. Well, joining us today on the Bud Light pregame show is ULM soccer coach Will Roberts. Coach Roberts, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you had a big night this week as the Warhawks are on a bit of a streak right now. Tell me about the soccer team. How are we looking this year?
Yeah, we're looking good at the moment. We're just trying to keep it building on every single performance. Be better in every single game. But we're off to a good start, and we've got some big games coming up. So we want to continue the momentum, really.
Now, you came to ULM in 2020 as an assistant coach. Coach Frazier moved on, and you've moved up into the big seat. Did you have yourself in that position? You're a young man, and you're already a head coach.
Yeah, it's a lot to learn from. I've learned a lot under him, and stepping up into the next role is it's a learning curve, but we're finally getting things moving ahead, and we've got a great group of ladies on our team that have taken really well to me, luckily, and I've got some great support staff with Matt Cayley and Daisy Drake, GA and assistant coach, so they make life a lot easier for me.
The Warhawks soccer team is going to be very quickly right into the thick of conference competition. Talk to me a little bit about the state of the Sun Belt Conference. Where do we stand in soccer in the conference, and kind of where do you want to get as a team?
Yeah, the Sun Belt keeps getting stronger every year. With the addition of Marshall, James Madison, Old Dominion, they've brought in some fantastic teams, and they've brought in some new coaches this year into the Sun Belt as well. So right now, the Sun Belt Soccer Conference has never looked stronger, I don't think. So that's why we put together a little bit of a more difficult non-conference schedule for ourselves to try and prepare us for those next big games. But we're just trying to build right now on each performance and then take one game at a time. And then they're still a fairly young group, so we're looking towards trying to, obviously, the end goal is going to be pushing for championships. That's always what we want to be striving for as a team. But right now we've got our focus set on Jackson State.
I imagine it is tough coming into the job as the head man at a lot of places. You've got the advantage, though. You were here as an assistant. You probably helped recruit a lot of these young women.
Yeah, we've got a lot of recruits coming in this year. Myself and Matt brought in 9 recruits this year, and they've taken to the field really well. They've got really tight as a group, which is good. Sometimes you never know how these so many new players having 9 new recruits is going to take to a new team that's already been here. But we travel. They're all from all over the world, and you get a load of different cultures that come together. But they seem to have gelled really nicely. So we're very excited about this group.
I want to ask you a little bit about that. How do you recruit? You grew up in Wales,
yes,
and you're here in Louisiana. You've got a lot of girls that come from Europe. You've got folks coming from all over the world. How do you find these folks, and then how do you go, hey, I know you grew up in Liechtenstein. Why don't you come to the Bayou, Monroe, Louisiana, and come play for me?
Yeah, we're selling the dream. It's we've got girls from all over Europe. We've got a lot of contacts over there. Luckily, I was the same when I was coming over as a student athlete. I came over and I ended up in West Virginia. So it's just mostly based on hopefully the coach. You get along with them, and we like to integrate them meet some of the teammates if they can early, and just get chatting with them and see what they think of it. But ULM has so much to offer. We've got some fantastic facilities. We're in an amazing conference. Location is great. It's tropical weather, but it's been a little bit too hot at the moment for our liking. But they've come in and they really want to play soccer at a high level, and they want to get a great education. So we've got that to offer, and we just want to keep pushing, and we'll recruit people from Dallas as well, Louisiana, and then also have a sprinkle in some internationals.
We're getting close to the kickoff here on the Bud Light ULM Football Kickoff Show, and we're talking with Will Roberts. He's the head soccer coach at the University of Louisiana, Monroe. Bud Light wants to remind all fans to stay in the game today and please drink responsibly. Coach, I want to ask you a little bit about ULM and soccer got a big upgrade a few years ago. The facilities improved a lot. And what do you need as a coach? What do you look back and go, well, I wish I had this. I wish I could get this done for soccer. What do we need?
We'd love to keep making improvements to the facility. We'd love to get the entire stadium wrapped so then it looks a bit more enclosed and everything like that. We're always pushing to just improve anything on the field for our girls as well, and we're looking to get a really nice new jersey for the team next year. So that's the big one that we're looking towards. But the facilities we have rival any of the best in the Sun Belt for sure, and we know how lucky we are. We've got everything on site that we need. So, we're just grateful with what we have, but we're always looking to improve.
There may be a rich donor out there listening today. If you'd like to get in contact with Coach Will Roberts, how do they do that to get behind soccer?
You can either text me, or my email is wroberts@ulm.edu, or stop by Brown Stadium anytime. I'll make sure that I make time for you.
That's Coach Will Roberts with us today. Guerrero & Guerrero, proud to be the official law firm of the ULM Warhawks. Go Warhawks and go Guerrero. Coach, I want to ask you a little bit about the upcoming week or so. You've got some big matches. Tell me what is in the future right before we get to conference play.
Yeah, with this weekend, this Sunday, we're traveling to Jackson State. So they made it to the NCAA tournament last year. So we're looking to, it's a big game for us, and we're looking to keep the momentum going from last night. And then we're back at home, which is nice against Southeastern. So that's going to be a big game for us, a bit of a rivalry there maybe within the state. So we want to make sure that we perform well at home again. And then the big one next week as well is Mississippi State. So we're traveling there, and hopefully we've built a bit of momentum by then, and we can try it with the best.
Is that a game that you've got circled on the calendar? I mean, it's a big SEC game. Is that one that the young ladies are really looking forward to?
I'm sure they are, but we're trying to make sure that they're focused on one game at a time. But as coaches, we obviously have to look forward to those sort of games and start preparing. But we're going into it with the mindset that we want to go into win. Like every single game that we go into, there's no point in us going up to Mississippi State and holding back. So we want to make sure that we're going there with the same intention that we do in every game.
Coach Will Roberts with us today on the Bud Light Kickoff Show. And, Coach, the season for conference soccer is right around the corner. Tell me a little bit about as you play. I don't want to call these tune-up games. They're important games, but they're getting you ready for what really matters, aren't they?
Yeah. That's why we made that difficult conference schedule this year, just to make sure that we're tested in every single game, and we have been. But we're coming out with some results now, and we're traveling up to Marshall in our first home conference game, so it's a big trip to West Virginia, and it's a quick turnaround as well. You got to get back, and then you've got your next game. So it's about preparing them. Learning to win on the road is the big one that we've tried to emphasize this year, because we struggled with that a bit last year. So as coaches, we're always trying to improve as well, and then hopefully we can start racking up some wins.
When you talk about winning on the road, a lot of these are young ladies who they just started their college life. They're freshmen. It's a different environment, and now you've got to get on a bus and ride across the country and keep doing your schoolwork.
Yeah, it's very important. That's why we've got our academic advisor, Carlin Wormsley, makes sure that she keeps everyone in check, and she's helping us massively with that. So we couldn't get through it without her. But we're always trying to move forward and make sure that we're balancing that work and athletic life. But it's most important that we travel well, they get their sleep, and then they also are able to perform. So travel's so important.
I watched a newscast the other day. It was volleyball day in Nebraska.
Right.
They had 92,000 people show up for a volleyball match. They put the volleyball court out on the football field at Nebraska. How do we get fans to do that here? We need to get some folks in the seats. And we had a great crowd for the game against Texas A&M Commerce, but how do we get more folks involved in volleyball? How do you get season tickets and get in on the action?
Yeah, I don't know if Brown Stadium could quite hold 92,000, but we can definitely keep improving our attendance. We've got some big games coming out next Thursday at 6 p.m. We're playing, so please come down to Brown Stadium and come and support. But there's admission is $5, so it's not much. But each game that we want to bring in, I believe, kids are free. So we want to keep bringing people in and, just keep building the atmosphere, because there's nothing like playing at home for our student athletes. And you could tell they had so much energy last night. Maybe it was the weather too, but they also had, they gets behind them. And we've got a great following right now, but we want to pack that stand.
The Warhawks' next contest coming up, as Coach said, against Southeastern. The next home contest, September 7th. At Brown Stadium, and don't forget, ULM students get in free to that. Coach, we appreciate you being here on the Bud Light Show, and I'll give you the last word.
Well, thanks for having me, and please keep supporting us. If you're looking for ways to see what we're up to, ULM Soccer is our Instagram handle, and we'll keep posting information there in case you miss anything. But please come out and support, and wish our team luck.
That's Coach Will Roberts. It is the Bud Light ULM Football Tailgate Show here on the Warhawk Radio Network from Learfield.